Welcome back to Sunday Night Falcon, and the Atlanta Falcons are 2-0 after a hard-fought victory over the Green Bay Packers. The full-time score was 25-24. The Falcons are now 2-0 at home this season, which is great to see. They head to Detroit next week, which I feel like is nearly a free pass. It's not a must-win game like it would have been if they had lost today. So it was an up and down day for Desmond Ridder. He had an interception, but I thought he showed great poise after a first half where I thought he could have had three interceptions. He let it come back. He had more keepers this week where he ran 10 times, including a touchdown. And I feel like he's going to have his rocky moments as he is essentially a rookie. I know he started 4 games last year, but he's so raw. He's going to need time to develop, and that's why it's so great to see we have a dominant rush game to help him develop and ease the pressure on him. The run game dominated Green Bay. We had 211 yards rushing. It's the bread and butter of Arthur Smith's offense, and Bijan Robinson is an absolute monster. That guy is a generational talent. 124 yards rushing, an extra 48 yards through the air. He made 12 Packers miss. 12 first downs were from Bijan Robinson. He's just a brilliant player, and I'm so glad he's an Atlanta Falcon. Fair play to him for selecting him. It was a ballsy selection from Terry Fontenot. They could have gone elsewhere, but they believed in their guns. They know he fits their philosophy and scheme, and they went for it. Elsewhere, the defense had its ups and downs. For large parts, it struggled to get anywhere near Jordan Love, but right at the end of the game, when it was most crucial, and in the fourth quarter, they were able to force the Packers into 3-and-outs and ultimately seal the game for Atlanta. That was great to see. Drake London, he was more involved this week. 6 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown. He boxed out Jair Alexander. Alexander's one of the best corners in the league. So to see London put up those numbers was very impressive. I'd like to see Kyle Pitts get more involved. Only 2 catches for 15 yards, but it is what it is. Jonnu Smith was featured, and Matt Collins. It's great to see those role players step up when needed. Matt Collins had a huge catch in a deep shot from Ridder, and I also feel like he was robbed of a touchdown. I feel like he just got his feet in, and I don't think his heel touched, so I think it should have been a touchdown, but ultimately it didn't matter. The one sack the Falcons got was from Caden Ellis. The secondary, Richie Grant had an issue there on the touchdown for the Packers. I think it was Wicks ran it in. A lot of yak on that one. Jalen Reed looked good for Green Bay. He had that nice jet sweep touchdown. The Falcons struggled to set the edge. I feel like Troy Anderson's sideline to sideline athletic ability was missed on that one. But just really pleased with the way we responded. Green Bay's a solid team. They were missing a few offensive linemen, but they're a well-coached team. They're a team that might be in the wild card race with us later in the year, so to get that win was crucial. And to see the way Ridder responded, he fought for it. The guys didn't give up. When we went down by 12 points, I thought that could have been it there. I didn't think we were designed to come back when Ridder would have to pass the ball, but we stuck to our guns. We kept our patience. They didn't lose their heads, and it was just brilliant to see that they were able to overcome a 12-point deficit. And the 4th and inches call from Arthur Smith to run outside zone with Bijan Robinson. What a ballsy call. That guy has guts, and he deserves all the plaudits for that call, because earlier in the game, I thought some of the decision-making, specifically in the red zone when we had to settle for that early field goal in the first quarter, I thought we should have got Algier more involved, but fair play to him. Ballsy call. The Falcons are 2-0. It feels great. Some of the team stats: over 200 yards rushing, 446 total yards. We were if Green Bay had 1 less yard, we would have doubled them in yardage. So we dominated the game. When it mattered, we dominated the game. We just got to be a bit better in the red zone, and hopefully we can get more pressure on the quarterbacks in weeks to come. Arnold Ebiketie got more game time this week, which was good to see. I like him. We were 6 of 15 on 3rd down, So hopefully that can improve a bit. But 3 fourth down attempts successful out of 4. That is ballsy. Arthur Smith is a ballsy coach this year, and I love to see that. The football gods, I feel like they look down on you and reward you when you have that much guts. Other than that, can't say much more. I did reach out to a couple of Falcons fans who gave their thoughts on the victory. This is going to be a weekly segment.
First, we'll hear from Joe.
So, just my quick reaction of the Falcons versus Packers game. A good home win, a good comeback win. I think overall that we do have a pretty good team. We beat a decent team in the Packers. I think we can have a pretty good season. I think playoffs, we can say playoffs is the expectation now. As long as everybody's healthy, as long as everybody still, plays well, it has the same form, I think we can have a decent run and make the playoffs and bring, playoff football back to Atlanta. So that's the mission. I say it's set as a fan. That's not trying to go too crazy and say the Super Bowl or anything like that, but that's the mission right now. As far as the game, though, I mean, it was a crazy game. I mean, Bijan went crazy, over 120 yards. Desmond Ridder had a shaky first half, but pulled out and was poised at the end to really, be a great quarterback and win the game. And Drake London finally got some catches and some yards and even got a touchdown and pretty much dominated his matchup with Jair Alexander, we expect that. So overall, I'm ecstatic as a fan. I can't wait for next week against I think even tougher opponent. I forget who we play next week, but I think they're pretty good. I think the Lions, yeah. So the Lions are not going to be a slouch either. So I feel like we'll be pretty good. I think we'll win 10 games this year, solid. Only thing I would say is just I want to see Kyle Pitts more involved. I feel like Coach Smith needs to do what he can to get him more involved. I think having his generational talent is like, we have to use it. We can't just give him 2 to 3 catches a game. He needs to have at least about 5 to 10 targets a game. We got to find different ways to get him the ball, even if it's something, short, 5-yard, 10-yard game, something. We just got to get him the ball. But other than that, I say it's a great win. We still don't have Cordell Patterson back. Tyler Algier didn't get as much touches because Bijan was running rapid. So other than that, I'm ecstatic. I feel like, we're going to have a decent season, hopefully a 10-win season. So, yeah, go Falcons, 30 bursts of life.
And then we heard from DJ.
My week one on the Falcons, they did good. But the first half, we need to start off strong, build momentum. This Marilla, he did his thing today. Both running backs did that thing. The defense stepped up big time during the second half. Then he created some turnovers. Even when we beat Detroit. And they need to handle number 97 on the deep edge. That's what they need to do, the key to victory on the next week.
And then Chris joined us.
Look, Sunday Reek. Yeah. I think we pulled 2 things from this guy. Bijan is amazing. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year to watch. I think he'll win Rookie of the Year. I think Ritter's coming through. I think he's coming into his own. I think, we saw a maturation. I hate to use that word, but we saw a maturation of him and coming to form what he can be, especially on those late fourth quarter drives, and that's what winners do, right? That's what winners are. So, and I like the defense stepping up. Gutsy's call with Arthur there with the whole fourth down going for it. I think everybody was on little pins and needles, but I say that because we're used to a Falcons team that wouldn't finish that wouldn't come through, that wouldn't do what they need to do to win the game. So, this is a good momentum start for the season. Packers were a decent team. I think their defense was solid.
And last but not least, we were joined by our friends down under.
Atlanta Falcons Australia here. Rise up ATL. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Let's go Dirty Birds.
That's all for this week. Would really love if more fans would like to get on, give their opinion about the team. That's what it's all about. The game's about the fans. Delighted the Falcons are 2-0, and hopefully we can go to Detroit and get another win. Go Falcons.